Born in 1942 in Bihar, Dr. Bindeshwar Pathak is an institution in himself. Founder of Sulabh International Social Service Organization, Dr. Pathak is the compassionate face of a paternal redeemer. His life is a story of sheer dedication and hard work in the realm of untouchability and social discrimination against human scavengers, the section of Indian society condemned to clean and carry human excreta manually. To begin with, Pathak never thought to be a social reformer. Like many of us, he just wanted to lead a respectful life. He tried his hands at everything that became available to him. But he kept encountering failures one after another, perhaps because he was destined to do something very big.
So after the liberation of the scavengers, what did they do? What have you done for them?
Actually, when I started this program for the first time in Bihar, so we had to get converted all the bucket toilets cleaned by untouchables. So they got liberated. Rightly you asked this question. After that, what they would have done? Because they had to eat something, even by doing a dirty job. So this was a $1 million question. What was the plus point was that all the untouchables who used to clean night soil, they used to become the employees of the corporation. So after being relieved from this cleaning night soil or this suburban occupation, they were not retrenched from service. They had to be given jobs like cleaning of roads, the drains, the parks, as a gardener, a storekeeper. So all were given jobs because they were the employees of the corporation. Had not they been employees of the corporation, certainly there would have been a protest against the whole government. As this may happen in other states also. Fortunately, it never happened in this country so far. But some states have customary rights. They are not the employees of the corporation. They do private jobs. And customary rights means our 100 houses which had bucket toilets belong to them. House belong to you, a toilet to me, I am untouchable. I clean your toilets. So there must have been some protest. But because here all were employees of the corporation and they were not retrenched or terminated from the service, they were given alternative jobs, so there was no any problem in the employment, in the rehabilitation program. But the government of Bihar thought what to do that next generation. The wards of the scavengers, the untouchables, boys and girls. So government of Bihar, with the help of Government of India, Ministry of Social Welfare, they asked us to start a program to train the boys and girls in different vocations, like sorting and typing, computer, then driving, then making many things, tailoring also, fashion designing, and so on and so forth. So we trained about 3,000 boys and girls in Bihar and in different vocations. And fortunately, they all got employment. Nobody is out of employment. And therefore in Bihar, there was no any agitation against the whole program. That was the beauty of the whole program.
In spite of rigorous hardships, his restless spirit did not allow him to settle down. He kept encountering failures one after another, perhaps because he was destined to do something very big. 1967 was the turning point in his life, when a Sharbodaya member, Rajendra Lal Das, convinced him to fulfill Gandhi's social concerns and look for ways towards liberation of the scavenger caste. Pathak started his assignment earnestly. He went to live in a colony of scavengers in Betaya in Bihar, where he stayed for 3 months, something unthinkable for a Brahmin in the 60s, because he wanted to understand their lives. Those 3 months changed Pathak's lives and lives of millions of others in subsequent years, forever.
But as you have said earlier that untouchables were kept left in the society. So after getting the job, what was the reaction of common people?
Yes. This I told you earlier that Dr. Ambedkar said slaves can be freed by a statute in America, but in India they require social acceptance by the society. What we have shown in Albert and Tom, that they have been totally absorbed in the society. Now they are part and parcel with the upper caste people, the Brahmins. They go to the same house to perform other jobs, they eat together, talk together. In functions they are invited to attend. So social acceptance was very much necessary. So we did that also. So those who got employment, they have got social acceptance also. This is very important.
So linking to that, how did the Ministry of Home Affairs came into the scene? What did they do in liberating these scavengers?
Actually what happened, in 1980-81, I started collecting the information about the numbers of scavengers and untouchables throughout the country. So I went to the Joint Secretary of the Ministry of Home Affairs to take his help to give me a letter so that I could go to Nagaland and Manipur, these places to collect the information. And for that I wanted some security because people say don't go like this. So there I went for that. So I asked one question from him that look, you have passed an act, Protection of Civil Rights Act 1955. There you have police stations to register case against a person who does atrocities against the Harijans, the Dalits. And those who are clean night shawl on head, do you not think this is an act of criminal? And he said, yes. He said, so they should be helped to get relieved for this occupation. This was a crime against humanity. And he said, yes, you're right. So he suggested me to have a meeting of the Ministry of Government of Bihar and Ministry of Government of India, Ministry of Works and Housing. So meeting was convened there. And he attended the meeting on behalf of the ministry. P.S. Krishnan was his name, the Joint Secretary. And there for the first time, it was decided that Ministry of Home Affairs should also take this work under Prevention of Atrocities Act 1955. And it was decided that amount should be given half as a subsidy to the state governments and loan portion will be arranged by the government itself, state government. On that basis, for the first time, the program of conversion of bucket toilets into Sulabh flush toilet was taken in Bihar. Now there are two towns for the first time, Bihar Saif and Purnia. Next year, Daltonganj, Chaivasa, Madhubani, Bhagalpur and Gaya. So for 2 years, the program started both in Bihar. Later on, from third year, the program got shifted to other states also. So this is how the Ministry of Social Welfare, this is how Ministry of Home Affairs came into the picture. And that program was later shifted to the Ministry of Social Welfare. Program from Ministry of Home Affairs shifted to Ministry of Welfare, and Welfare started doing the rehabilitation program and conversion program both. But later on, 1989, the program got
Detached.
yes, and the conversion went to Ministry of Urban Development, and rehabilitation program to Ministry of, now they say, Social Justice and Empowerment.
More than being a business model, Dr. Pathak took efforts to make a social initiative aimed at eliminating the reason for humans carrying human waste. Bindeshwar Pathak today owns 275 crore organization called Sulabh International, where 60,000 associate members work for him. He insists they work with him. Beyond the awards and the global acclaim that have come his way, Dr. Pathak has remained the workaholic humanist that he always was. He is now working towards mainstreaming and social assimilation of the widows abandoned by their families.
So, how have you made this program a people's movement? I mean, the former president has inaugurated, so what is
Yes.
his view?
Actually, Gyani Jail Singh, the President of India at that time, he was very much in favor of this program. He says it was dream of Gandhi and not Gandhi. It was society had to come forward. And he said by converting some toilets and getting relief, it will not work. The program should go throughout the country because we have huge problems in this country. So he wanted to make it a people's movement. So on his advice, I organized a national seminar in Delhi. I requested him, sir, you have given me the idea, please come and inaugurate. So he inaugurated the conference, and that was discussed how these programs could be passed on to the states and how all the untouchables could be relieved and how they can be rehabilitated on a par with others in the mainstream of the society. So this was certainly a people's movement made after that.
And what was his view on this noble cause?
No, actually he was very much in favor of this program. In fact, on his advice, I organized this seminar. And he used to say, look, how an individual, one person will carry nights of others on the head. It's a blot on human civilization. He was very strong about this practice. He said, no, it must go at the earliest. And therefore, he was of the view that we should do at the earliest and to fulfill the dreams of Mahatma Gandhi.